The goal of anger management is to reduce both your emotional feelings and the physiological arousal that anger causes. You can't get rid of or avoid the things that or the people that enrage you, nor can you change them, but you can learn to control your reactions. The first question to ask yourself is, am I too angry? Chances are good that if you do have a problem with anger, you already know it. If you find yourself acting in ways that seem, at least sometimes, to be out of control and frightening, you may need help finding better ways to deal with this emotion. Anger issues are particularly common with TBI, for good as well as not so good reasons. I call the reasons that make sense given the circumstances good. The not so good are those reasons that interfere with our life or happiness. The good reasons for our anger revolve around the fact that our life was taken from us by our TBI. We were living our life and then suddenly that life was hijacked by our TBI. Everything was turned upside down. We can't do things that were simple before. We may look or sound differently. Personally, I walk hunched over from a back injury at the time of my TBI, and I had dysarthria, or difficulty speaking clearly. Oh, so you've noticed that, eh? And others. According to Jeffrey Deffenbacher, PhD, a psychologist who specializes in anger management, some people really are more hot-headed than others. They get angry more easily and more intensely than most. There are also those who don't show their anger in loud, spectacular ways, but are chronically irritable and grumpy. Easily angered people don't always curse and throw things. Sometimes they withdraw socially, sulk, or even get physically ill. People who are easily angered generally have what some psychologists call a low tolerance for frustration. Means simply that they feel they should not have to be subjected to frustration, inconvenience, or annoyance. They can't take things in stride, and they're particularly infuriated if the situation seems somehow unjust. For example, being corrected for a minor mistake. What makes people this way? A number of things. The cause may be genetic or physiological. There is evidence that some children are born irritable, touchy, and easily angered, and that these signs are present from a very early age. Another may be sociocultural. Anger is often regarded as negative. We're taught that it's all right to express anxiety, depression, or other emotions, but not to express anger. As a result, we may never learn how to handle it or channel it constructively. Research has also found that family background plays a role. Typically, people who are easily angered come from families that are disruptive, chaotic, or not skilled at emotional communications. If this rings a bell with you, you have an extra problem in addition to your TBI and all the issues this brings. Some people say they are just being expressive. They're just letting it all hang out. The latest thought is that people use this theory as a license to hurt others. Research has found that letting it rip with anger actually escalates anger and aggression and does nothing to help you or the person you're angry with to resolve the situation. It's best to find out what it is that triggers your anger, then to develop strategies to keep those triggers from tipping you over the edge, and finally to use those techniques. Which brings us to the next issue: how to control your anger, how to keep from losing it and hurting your loved ones. Remember, you can't eliminate anger, and it wouldn't be a good idea if you could. In spite of all your efforts, things will happen that will cause you to anger, and sometimes it will be justifiable anger. Life is filled with frustration, pain, loss, and the unpredictable actions of others. You can't change that, but you can change the way that you let such events affect you. Controlling your angry responses can keep them from making you even more unhappy in the long run. My next 6 talks are ideas that may help. See you then. It's probably more accurate to say that you'll see me then.